about rainwater. This is my only source of water for my house. I've tried to drill a well and I failed 3 times, and I don't have access to city water. So this is all I have. This is supplying all of my home needs. I have 3 big tanks here. Each tank holds 2,500 gallons of water for a total of 7,500 gallons. And I collect all the water off the roof. If you see the pipe going into this first tank, and if you follow that pipe around, you'll see it connects to the gutters. So the water comes down into the gutters, goes into those 4-inch pipes, then goes into that small barrel, then is filtered and comes into the big tanks. And once the water goes into the tanks, you can see here we've got conduit. This is the electrical. We've got power going into the tank, and we've got a water pump inside the tank, sitting just off the bottom of the tank. So anytime we use water, the filter, the pump will sense a drop in pressure, and it'll maintain the pressure. It'll kick on, and the water will go up into the tank, and it'll come out. There's a 3/4 inch pipe right in here, and we use the wood and the insulation just to prevent freezing in the winter. The 3/4 inch pipe goes down, and it goes about 18 inches under the ground, and it follows this little trellis area, goes next to the house, and then there's a hole drilled into the concrete of the wall, and the water flows in there and is filtered again. And we'll go take a look at those in just a minute. So all of these three tanks, they're connected with a 4-inch PVC pipe down here. So there's a 4-inch pipe that comes out of this tank. It goes over there all the way to the end, and then there's small pipes to connect them there. And I buried it in dirt, so when it's freezing outside, I don't have any issues with the PVC and the water freezing inside. And again, this is 4-inch pipe, just like the pipes going into the tank. Let's go take a look at the backside. All right, so since all 3 tanks are connected, they're always going to have the same amount of water in each tank. So whatever the water level is in the first tank, it's going to be the same in this tank. And I only have 1 overflow, so when they fill up, the excess water comes out here, drops into this bucket, runs out of this bucket, and then follows, makes a little trail down the side of the hill. All right, now let's go take a look at the gutters, and I'll show you the first filtration before the water goes into the tanks. All right, so here's one of the gutters. So the water comes down, goes through this first filter here. This is called a leaf feeder. It's connected to the 4-inch PVC pipe, and the pipe here has just a very gradual slope to ensure the water doesn't come back up or doesn't sit up. It's always going to flow down. And then you see, if you follow this pipe around, you see it goes to that small barrel. Let's go take a look at the filters in that barrel. Okay, you see a few of the filters here. There's 3 filters. So this pipe comes from one gutter, this pipe from another gutter. The pipe on the very bottom, this is the one that leads into the tanks. So if you watch here, you can see I've got a filter right there. So I'm filtering the water once before it goes into the PVC pipe through the leaf feeder. Then I'm filtering the water again before it goes into the barrel. And then it gets filtered again before it goes into the rain tanks. Now we're going to head inside and I'll show you the filtration for the house. So this is the home filtration system, and here's the 3/4 inch pipe that we saw coming out of the big tanks. Let's follow this pipe around and I'll show you where it comes into the house. So on the side of the house you saw the concrete on the outside. A hole was drilled right there. And this is the pipe comes right through and goes all the way to the tank. As you follow it around, you'll see there's 2 valves on the 3/4 inch pipe. There's one here, so I can shut it off, so water from the tank can be shut off anytime. Then there's another valve that right after the water is filtered, I can do a shut off here. All right, so if we look at the filtration system, we follow that pipe around. So it first goes in to this first filter. This is a sediment filter. Once it gets filtered through there, it goes into the carbon filter for removing any taste, any smell, lead, chlorine, etc. Then it goes into the UV can. So any viruses, bacteria are killed by this light. This light is always on. Anytime water runs through, it's hit by the light kills viruses and bacteria. You see a little sensor here. This lets me know when I need to replace the bulb. I have 200 days left. A typical bulb lasts 1 year. And that's about it. I replace this filter every 6 months. This filter every 3 months. Let's go test a faucet and I'll show you how the water works. Alright, so pay attention. We'll see if you can tell the difference between this and your normal city water. The pressure is good. I can have multiple faucets on at a time. And as far as the taste, it's just as good as bottled water. You wouldn't know there's a difference between this and anything else. And I think that's about all I have for you.